Good morning. It's second Sunday from Hyperscore and your friends at New Harmony Line. We meet on the second Sunday of every month at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So hopefully that's before, if you go to church or do anything like that, hopefully like it's before that. And it's a nice way to get your Sunday going with a little communal music making and conversation. So today I'm going to turn it over to Cece and Derek to talk about what they've been doing and what they're going to be sharing.
Okay, well, welcome everybody. Derek and I are going to show a little bit of what we've been doing at a local youth detention center. And the format of the group is that we do a check-in. After that, we break into small groups. Derek works with students on how to get the flow on rapping. So if they have some words put together, or he has some words, then he works on into the flow. And I work on beats. And then the professor that runs our class, Mary, she might do keyboards, or she might do song lyric writing or something with them. And then we also have Meredith, who's been working with some people on that are interested in notation. Derek, is there anything you'd like to add about how the group is structured?
I would add, it's been definitely a unique process. We've been leaning into the Hyperscore for the last couple of weeks for the performance part, where initially it would just be part of the small groups. So I feel like that's been giving it a little bit more a chance for it to be vibrant. You know what I'm saying? The Hyperscore is definitely an ongoing process. It's cool to have it out there as a material, and some of the kids definitely come there wanting to do it. You know, so it's been a growing journey on both sides, you know, and it's cool. I definitely have a lot of ideas for Hyperscore, getting to work with it for a little bit more now. A lot of what we were doing, just trying to get them inspired into making music, period. So there's some kids who are more inclined than others in producing. Mm-hmm. So when I started doing it, I was basically just trying to like generate some prototypes. So if there's certain things that certain kids like, but they couldn't figure it out, maybe they could hear it, and then from that inspiration, start something else. I'm trying to focus it in a mainstream kind of way, whether it's any kind of music, you know what I mean? With me being a hip hop rap kind of guy, I try to tailor some beats with some basic starter beats for hip hop, basically. You know, and I have some that are like country, some that are reggae, but I'm not like developing entire songs. It's more like the starter part for like the drums, to make sure that when you start it, okay, there's a certain vibe and feel, and with the metronome you can manipulate those as well. So just trying to show the kids a little bit what's possible without trying to like overwhelm them. I'm not trying to do too much, because I feel like, I don't know, I'm still growing with the program myself, but I would just want to say that what I'm doing is it's meant to like inspire, not to be like, oh, that's a whole song. It's more like, okay, if you like the way that starts, we can build on that, or we can omit things from that, and we can just take away, add, build and destroy, as we like to say.
The prototype has been great because they're sitting down with very little time to get going. It's been really nice to have that logged in.
Great.
So
well, let's take a look at some of these.
For the first time, we had a student say, "You can share my work." And I remember when the student was writing it, he was saying, "This is fire. This is fire. Everybody's going to love this." And then we learned how to loop it, so everybody knows how to loop. But it was very interesting that he used an orchestra hit, so it made it unique when we're listening to the whole piece. Derek, would you call that a hip hop beat or a rap beat?
It's kind of a break. It's the boom bap. There's no hi-hat or nothing. It's just the boom bap, and that's the essence of hip hop.
So I think that's why he thought it was so good and he was willing to share. And I'm going to say that Derek rapped to it last week and the kids loved it. And they all said, who wrote that? Who wrote that? So I'm going to play the whole thing together and we can hear that bass line. And then you'll notice that he made the rhythm louder than the bass line. Here we go. Jay's piece from January. What is your rap, Derek? What's it called?
I think this is I called it My Way. I remember we sent it to me like the day before we went up there, and I wrote it like 15 minutes before we went to the thing. If they wanted to hear my lyrics to it, you probably put on a loop and turn the volume down so they can have it in context.
Might be a
Okay.
little
yeah,
tricky syncing, but let's give it a try.
Yeah. Trying to stay positive, trying to do things the right way. Get down on the game, but yo, get down on the game, boy, don't play. Fam always with me and they with it all day. Lane County, I ain't here to stay. Trying to see the world, I'ma do it my way. Get down on the game, but your boy don't play. Fam always with me and they with it all day. Lane County, I ain't here to stay. Trying to see the world, I'ma do it my way. Trying to see the world, do it my way. Trying to see the world, I'ma do it my way. Now doing a little freestyle about right now in the moment. Everybody gets hard to notice, but you gotta keep your focus clear. Sometimes in the middle of the year, gotta be sharp with a spear in your point of view. Sometimes you gotta do things you don't want to do. Get out on the game, but your boy don't play. Fam always with me and they with it all day. Lane County, I ain't here to stay. Trying to take the world, I'ma do it my way. Get down on the game, but your boy don't play. Fam always with me and they with it all day. Lane County, I ain't here to stay. Trying to see the world, I'ma do it my way. Trying to see the world, I'ma do it my way. Trying to see the world, I'ma do it my way. So that's a little example of kind of how it goes. Obviously, it's like in the
Oh,
morning
wow.
and basically from this prototype where you have that large screen with both of the beats together, once you get into that pattern, like you could start making ABA sections from there. Right now it's just one little blob on a loop. But as you know from what we've done in the past with Hyperscore, we can start manipulating and getting the ABA sections and add other elements to it because the drums is one element and those hits are another element, but the hits don't necessarily have to go through the whole song. So it's like this obviously with I'm growing with Hyperscore as well, but just the possibilities of manipulating that more and adding a third element so that when the hits aren't playing with the drums or just having the drums going by themselves because the drums are never happening by themselves.
Make a copy of it so the one he's already written is there. And
Yeah.
then we can add stuff to it because we were talking about remixing or layering it. So you don't have to rebuild it from scratch. You can just clone it, right?
Yes.
It's your
Yeah.
preference, Derek.
I'm down for either thing. And as far as what you were saying, I think there was which is that the symphony hits. So we could maybe make the orange section twice as long and have a different end of the variation. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because it's going dun 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 dun. Maybe we could have a different variation. So
Yeah.
we could build on doing that. So the melody is more than just the 4-bar loop. It could be an
Right.
8-bar loop.
Yeah.
Do you see
Well,
that orange more as a bass line or a melody?
Um, hmm. It's like a lead line. I guess it's like a bass line because it has all the hits in it.
mhm.
You know what I mean? But it's like a lead line. It's kind of a melody line because there's like movement in it.
There are a number of things we could do. We could take, as Cece's doing, stretch it, and then you can add more notes to that
Yep.
orange. Or another thing is you could leave it with that one measure, but in the sketch window, like let's say, because I'm thinking like, oh, it'd be cool if maybe it climbed,
Oh yeah.
went down. And so what would happen if we took that orange line and drew it, go up a bit, go down?
Yeah. The
That might
movement.
be kind of
Yeah.
cool too,
Yeah. That would be a way to do it like the A and B sections.
Yeah.
So if it's playing the whole time, have it be different parts for the A section, different parts for the B section.
Yeah.
It's definitely a way of doing that.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, that would be like 6 bars right there. So that 6 bars could be like the intro, and then the first 4 bars can be the first chorus, and then for the first verse, right at the end of that pink, have to be movement in it.
I'm going to copy and bring the orange over. And then this is the one you want to cut up?
I would do it closer to the end of the pink, because the drums are the pink. I guess you could do it there too. Is it possible to get those last 2 bars at the very end? That should be functioning too.
just
Asking me
shorten that one. Yeah.
Yes, or
to
shorten it.
shorten
Yeah.
it. And would you leave them all at the same?
If you want to manipulate them, I would leave them right there to see what that sounds like at first. If you want to manipulate them and kind of get different effects, you can. And now, since you opened up that other drum window on the top left, you could change the color of that. So for that, I would just do the top 3 drums, emulate the ones in the middle. For the verse, I would use the blue one.
Okay.
So like there's a little bit of a differential between the melody and the thing. So it's like, so when we go to the verse, it's going up and the drums are manipulating. And if we want to add more things to the drums, we can. But right now, it'll just be the kick
It's blue.
and the melody at a higher range.
Cut off this one here at the end or extend it?
I would extend it to the end. I mean, you could admit it, you know what I'm saying, but I would try to keep the unison part of it. So like when we go back to the chorus, it will start at the same time. That makes sense. So if the blue doesn't go all the way to the end, that'll be fine. Just make sure that the pink and the orange start back. Like admit it if it doesn't work.
Derek, this is really the first time I've ever ran the Hyperscore.
I know, I see you.
Let's listen up. Oh, did you want the first orange line to go back down to where it was? Or
Yes.
does it
So
matter?
right now we have the intro, we have an A and a B. So if we do the other A section, we can have it be A B A. So you can leave it up there where it was. You don't have to move it.
Okay.
Let's do 4 more bars of the A section, which is that first line,
So
the first orange line.
just copy that whole first section, I guess,
Yeah, thank you. There you go, June.
and then paste it there. There you go.
Okay, going back to my tools. So basically, we've taken the introduction off of it.
Yeah, so just go right to the chorus again.
Yeah.
So yes, we can see what that sounds like.
Yeah, let's try it.
You can stop it.
Derek, you'd like me to take copy these hand claps and put the hand claps in.
Yeah.
It's just the hand claps. Okay.
Yeah.
And I made the blue a little louder. Does that sound good?
I would say maybe the orchestra, the orange might come down because that's way louder. But we can just see what it sounds like.
Okay. Let's try manipulating that, and then you can tell me, like, if you lose your orchestra hit sound, we're making them just slightly softer.
Yeah.
Because that's where you'd be leading the chorus, right? This is the chorus. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Well,
let's
that's
listen.
the middle of the verse. The
Oh,
chorus
middle of the verse. Okay.
Yep.
Here we go.
Okay.
Get down on the game, but your boy don't play. Damn, we put me in there with it all day. Will County, I here to stay. Trying to see the world, I'ma do it my way. My way. What's the world thing? So I think that has a better effect.
Do you like that it jumps up higher? Is that distracting at all?
I feel like, I mean, right now it's just a difference, and like it might have the movement you were talking about, so it's not the same thing the whole time. Might be cool. So the first 2 bars might be one. It could be descending down all the way back down to the chorus or something. So yeah, from there, there's definitely a lot of ways to manipulate that. I'm sure we can spend a lot of time on it. We could check out another beat if you want to as well, June, just to see, like, this is kind of the process. What I do, just try to like start manipulating and just experiment with different things so we get it sounding as good as we can.
Yeah. Now, I was just wondering if you want like little, like, I was thinking of something kind of high pitched that kind of
Yep.
ding, ding, breaks through in a little way, like, you know,
Yeah, like a totally you could do
and
like
just get your
a hi
attention,
hat or it's like
or an instrument, something.
yeah.
If June, will you tell me which sound you want?
What do you think, Derek? So needs.
The I would experiment maybe with the do's, maybe see if you can find something with that that
Do's?
sounds.
Yeah.
It's a little bit softer because the hits are so abrasive. So how I'm thinking of it is maybe there's parts of it where the hits are omitted and we have something else happening as like a counter. So I guess we can experiment with that to see what we can come up with.
All right. So you've given us the idea of to take the orchestra hit rhythm and we're going to copy and paste it into this window. And we picked a new tone color, and then we're going to manipulate so it sounds different than the orchestra hit, but a similar pattern style.
Yeah, that's
And
an easy way
so,
to do that.
June and Derek, where do you want this one to go with the do's?
I wonder if it'll play seamlessly right into it. So maybe that raised section, maybe the second half of it can have that over it, or just be that. So it's like the first 8
Yeah.
are the orange, and then the second 8 are that.
So here's the cool thing that'll make that easy is I just go in here and turn the color to green.
Like start orange and then green, orange, or orange,
Yeah,
orange, green, something like that.
yeah, any variation. You know what I mean?
Okay. Now,
So-
should I do orange first because we're coming from orange, or green first to make a
That was my inclination.
yeah, you could play around. But I was going to say orange first, because then,
Yeah,
you're connecting it to before you change the pitch,
exactly,
and then you
exactly.
are changing the,
Yeah,
okay.
that was my inclination. That was definitely my inclination.
yeah.
You're making this really easy for me, you two. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
I find the orchestra hit to be pretty loud. Do you guys feel
Yeah.
that way?
100%. Very much. It's abrasive.
And is that good?
I was sort of thinking that is good. That's sort of the point of
Okay.
it, no?
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right, here we go. Take 2.
I'm here to stay. I want you to know I'm gonna do it my way.
Sorry. Yeah. That's pretty funny.
So
Okay, what do you think?
I don't necessarily mind it. If anything, I might add a little depth to that green part, like with like a complementary bass line or something.
Okay.
But it's not unappealing. It's just different. It made me smile, so that's a good thing.
Do you want to add something that goes under the green? Do you want to manipulate the green window with a different instrument and then make it lower?
Maybe you could do the same you just did, repeat it on a different note and do it lower.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Just repeat that whole pattern and have it repeat, but like in a lower register on a different instrument.
So do you want it, well, the other thing you could do is do some polyphony, like have multiple voices,
Yeah, that
different
too.
pitches.
Okay, which one shall we do?
You can see what they sound like. I forget what the sounds. I don't have by heart.
Okay.
Okay, put the yellow there somewhere.
Like put what do you think that this guitar sound, the violin,
I don't know why I kind of like that organ or whatever it is. Is it a
the one at the
top
top?
one? Yeah.
Okay. So it
Yeah.
sounds like this.
Yeah,
Can
I
you
like
pitch it down, make it lower?
sketch
Right,
window.
June?
You can move it up and down wherever you want. That's where you
Okay.
adjust the pitch,
Do you want it to go all the way across the bottom?
or just with the
Looks like
green
all the
parts.
way. I mean, it just matches the green, so it only happens when the green's happening.
Okay. Let me just draw a line and get
Is
2
that what
of
you were
them.
thinking, June?
Yeah, that's what I thought you were saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me get it over here, and it's on a G, which I think is where I've placed it. And put it over here.
Well, let's listen to that. I have to say, I kind of like the dissonance of it. That kind of makes it.
So do you still have his original separate, or is this the same
Yes.
one?
So thank you for bringing that up. When we remix, all I have to do is go over, like I could say remix of J. Do you see? I just changed the title.
Yeah.
And then when I go to save, we still have J's piece, but then we also have the remix. All I have to do is
Okay.
change the name.
Yeah.
Let's see if this is in the right level. Okay, it's still not in the right place. Any ideas for me, June, on how to get that in the right place?
Well, I'm curious to know what Derek thinks.
I kind of want to hear it coming out of the orange. You want to play that whole verse section again, just to hear that orange goes into the green.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking that
Good.
the dissonance is cool. I mean,
I think it is cool too. Maybe bring that green, the volume down a skosh. That makes it more functional for me doing a rap. So like I would
yeah.
do the chorus to one part and have like basically give them the prototype for a song with the form. You know what I mean? So it's like when we start doing lyrics, it's a little bit easier to get into that and have it be functional. Just having to be functional was a big thing for me because a lot of things we were doing, it didn't appear to be functional.
What do you mean by that?
What do I mean by functional? Being able to rap to it and perform to it.
For this particular one, you know, you can write. Well, that's the thing with Hyperscore. You know,
Yeah.
you can write anything,
Which is great,
right?
which is
So
really beautiful. Like you know,
yeah.
because initially I was like on the fence, but it's just like it's really liberating to consider how far you can take it in many different directions.
Yeah. But no, this is cool, and yeah, I can imagine all kinds of things. Like, I mean, I really like rap music. I'm not at
Yeah,
all an aficionado. Like, haven't
yeah,
dissected and stuff, but I really like the emotion and energy of it. And you're an amazing rapper. I love the rhythm and the energy and how your words and so on. So I keep hearing things like little tings and little high, like little
yeah.
screechy, like scratchy, screechy things that kind
Yeah,
of like accentuate, or because there's like a steady rhythm, but then you want to like change it up. You want to do something that gets your attention, right?
yeah. Manipulate it, have little the
Yeah.
accents and things, and
Yeah.
that's a cool thing with us growing to do it, and then having these opportunities to work with like Cece and Peter to see what they would like, how they would hear your idea and convert it into
Yeah.
like music as well. So
Yeah.
I'm still definitely growing with it, and it's definitely been a cool process just to
Yeah.
see what we could come up with and try to engage.
Yeah, one thing I would love to listen to, maybe Cece, you could move the little yellow window up and stretch so we have room to stretch out the sketch window.
Okay.
And then if you get the crayon, so stretch it out a bunch, yeah. And then take the crayon, get the orange color.
Okay.
And what I'd like is like start at the end of that orange and now just slope it up. So it's going to manipulate the pitch in a way that you won't necessarily predict. You'll hear the contour and then maybe come back down, whatever. Curious to see how that sounds.
Okay. And do you want to hear just that section?
Yeah, we could hear just that section.
And let me do something that I know, alignment. I'm going to scoot that over so it starts on the first beat.
Yeah. That has another effect, right, of intensifying what you can recognize the original shape, but it's morphing, right?
Yeah, I like that a lot too, and there might be something to that. You know what I'm saying, for the verses. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like there's so many possibilities, but like like how we started, that's definitely how I might start. But like those different fluctuations in the verses might make the verses cooler. You know, so I have those little sections go up and down so they're not verbatim. So it's not repeating the whole time. Those different things, we can make it unique so it doesn't really repeat ever.
Yeah.
And that's always really cool because we have the drums that are doing the same thing, holding it down. But for this being the lead line of the melody line, that's those type of things make it really cool. And if we can do it in a way that is cool and it never repeats itself, that's even cooler. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, because music is like, I mean, it holds your interest by like it's established as something, but then you change it, right? And you kind of like
100%,
and it
100%.
creates tension that way. And that's a way to doing it where like you're not like sweating over like, oh, which note can I write that it's going to create that effect? You just set to play with it and listen and like, oh, you know, like maybe it should do it more gradually, or maybe it could do it more sharply, and maybe it needs to come down here. And you know, so it's another aspect to Hyperscore, you know, that to explore, and I think it works here.
Yes, I agree.
Cece's going nuts.
I'm going to tell you, that was fun. Our final listen to Jay's remix.
Shout out to little Jay. You're down with the game, but your boy don't play. Fam always with me in the with it all day. Lynn County, I ain't here to stay. Trying to see the world, I'ma do it my way. Go up, try to make a little music for the kids to try to diffuse it, the pain, which are going back and forth. You gotta stay on top like the North. Shout out to June and Cece. You know, Animosity come do it easily over the beat. We try to make it cool. Yeah, we never try to be a fool. Get down in the game, but your boy don't play. Fam always with me and they do it all day. Lynn County, I ain't here to stay. Trying to see the world, I'ma do it my way. Woo. Trying to see the world, I'ma do it my way. Yeah. So that's a little prototype of what we do.
That's amazing that you kind of just like wrapped it up right at the end. That's genius.
That's why the kids love him.
That is great. Is it Jay's way or my way? I don't know.
And that's the thing too with the lyrics. I'm writing them for them, so if they're inspired, we can change the lyrics. If they're feeling the flow and they want to manipulate it anyway, I'm totally open for all of that.
That's
you know,
so cool.
Trying to give them something, you know, that's cool, but not necessarily, you know, negative.
Yeah. No, I love it. Well, thank you so much. I'm sad that we are done with another second Sunday. Thank you for the work that the two of you are doing. I'm really excited to see how it flourishes, and you can obviously build on this. You can also extract audios and have people like rapping over an audio recording if you want. That
do it that way. I'm just growing with it.
Oh, that's so great. Well, we're all growing with you. So thank you, and we will see you in a month. Second Sunday, everybody. All right.
Peace out.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.